Australia Day 2025. So today we're here to celebrate the honouring and contribution of individuals and groups to our communities. I'd also like to welcome Australia Day Ambassador Paula Poole, all the way from Townsville, and Councillor James O'Shea for their attendance and participation in our event today. I'll now call on the Pittsworth 19 ACU cadets, and they will do the flag raising. If we could be all upstanding for the flag raising, if able. I'll now call on Toowoomba Regional Council Representative, Councillor James O'Shea, for acknowledgement to country. Councillor James.
I would like to acknowledge the Aboriginal parties whose songlines traverse the lands that we meet on today, the Western Waka Waka, Gaiwal and Jarrawa peoples, and pay respects to their elders past, present and emerging, for they hold the knowledge, rich traditions and bold ambitions of Australia's first people.
Thank you, Councillor James. We could be all upstanding if able, and we'll have the national anthems. Australians all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abouts in nature's gifts, all blue. Bill said again. I once again call on Councillor James O'Shea to present the Australia Day address and to introduce Australia Day Ambassador Paula Poole, who will provide us with her Ambassador's perspective of Australia Day. Thank you, Councillor James.
Thank you, and a very good morning, and the opportunity to be out here today, so very much appreciate it. So I would like to begin just with a few thank yous. So a very big thank you to the Pittsworth Australia Day Committee and all of the volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, events like this and celebrations like this, of course, don't just happen overnight. It is a long preparation, and I know the team has worked very, very hard on that. So please give them a big round of applause and thank you for your efforts. Welcome to Australia Day Ambassador. Wonderful to have Paula with us as well. I'm looking forward to hearing her speak and have the opportunity to introduce you to her and tell you a little bit more about her shortly. But most of all, I guess my message today is Happy Australia Day. Certainly exciting to be here, as I said, with you all and to see many familiar faces in the crowd today as well. It is a day where we reflect on what it means to be Australian, to celebrate contemporary Australia and to acknowledge Australian history. I would like to share the National Australia Day Council story of Australia with you today, as I believe it summarises very eloquently what today is all about. This is the story of Australia, the story of an extraordinary nation. The story begins 65,000 years ago, and new chapters are written each and every day. On Australia Day, we reflect on our history, the highs and the lows. We respect the stories of others, and we celebrate our nation, its achievements, and most of all, its people, because we are all a part of the story. It is important we recognise the stories of Pittsworth and acknowledge the extraordinary efforts of individuals and groups within this wonderful community. Mateship, it's a term that's often used to describe Australian culture. It's a term which embodies equality, loyalty, and friendship. And I think we are all here today honoured to say and believe that this is a trait that is very much evident in the Pittsworth community today. The 2025 Australia Day Award recipients are wonderful examples of exactly this. Even though we live in a world which at times can be often stressful and it can be challenging, we are still very lucky to have many members of this community dedicated to lending their neighbours a helping hand. This is not a given right, it's a privilege, and one which we should always celebrate. In times of uncertainty, strong community connections and relationships keep spirits alive and districts thriving. Today's Australia Day honorees embody this, and the awards are a heartfelt thank you to you from your community. I also want to thank fellow residents for taking time to lodge nominations. Aside from the winners, there are other nominees who have made valuable contributions here in Pittsworth, and it's an opportunity as well to say thank you to you for your efforts as well. It is my privilege to honour our 2025 Toowoomba Region Pittsworth Australia Day Award recipients. Thank you and congratulations. Your efforts highlight a deep personal commitment to your respective fields and fellow residents. Your deeds add to the rich story of community service that is being marked right across our region today. Australia Day is a time to reflect, respect and celebrate the best aspects of our character and the people who proudly serve their communities. Our region is very fortunate to benefit from the passion of people and groups who are being recognised today. The Pittsworth district is home to remarkable people who go above and beyond and generally very quietly to make our region a better place. So in that vein, can I thank again the Australia Day Committee and the volunteers for helping to organise today's celebration. I would also like to thank the Australia Day Ambassador, Paula Poole, the co-founder of Fuel for Schools, for your incredible support to school children right across this nation. Thank you for providing educational resources as well as feeding nearly 7,000 school children each week so they can focus on their education without empty stomachs. We can often take things for granted and we can forget how lucky we are to live in such a great community, such a great state, and such a great country. Ladies and gentlemen, in commemoration of the 26th of January, I think we can all remember a line from Advance Australia Fair: Australians all let us rejoice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce you to our Australia Day ambassador that's with us today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Paula Poole. She grew up in Townsville in a family deeply committed to giving back to the community, instilling in her a passion for service from a young age. Inspired by this legacy, she co-founded Fuel for Schools, a transformative initiative designed to address food insecurity among school children and to encourage them to attend school. The Fueling the Future program now feeds nearly 7,000 school children every week, ensuring they have the nourishment needed to thrive. Beyond providing meals, Fuel for Schools also supplies essential educational resources, creating an environment where children can focus on learning without the distraction of hunger. Paula's vision is not only to fill empty stomachs, but it's also to empower young minds by giving them the tools they need to succeed. Her dedication to community welfare reflects the values she grew up with, and her work continues to impact countless families across the region. Through compassion, innovation, and a commitment to equality, Paula Poole has become a driving force for change, ensuring that every child has a fair chance at a brighter future. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I welcome our Australia Day ambassador. This is Paula Poole.
Stand here today in this beautiful region of Toowoomba as your Australia Day ambassador. Thank you for welcoming me so warmly, and thank you for coming together to celebrate this significant day in our nation's calendar. I would particularly like to welcome the Pittsworth Australia Day Committee, Rosalind Scotney as Chair, Alan Peterson, Anthony McEwen and Janine Howard. I'd also like to welcome Toowoomba Regional Councillor James O'Shea, and most importantly, the men's chef for cooking brekkie, because that was amazing, so thank you. Welcome to all the award nominees and award winners and their families. I know firsthand myself how important it is of what you do as a volunteer myself. You make such a difference to the community we live in. Australia Day is an opportunity to reflect on who we are, celebrate what unites us, and acknowledge the rich and complex history that has shaped our nation. Today, we stand on the shoulders of generations of who have come before us, each contributing to the story of this great land in their own way. We begin by acknowledging the First Nations peoples of this land, the original custodians, whose deep spiritual connection to country spans more than 65,000 years. Their knowledge, art and traditions are among the oldest continuing cultures on earth. Today we honour their resilience, contributions, and we reaffirm our commitment to reconciliation and respect. We also celebrate the incredible diversity of people who have made Australia their home, from the descendants of settlers who arrived centuries ago to those who come seeking a better life in more recent times. We are a nation built on dreams, hopes, and hard work of people from every corner of the globe. This is a land of pioneers, inventors, artists, and innovators. A land of resilient individuals who thrive on challenge and change. It's a land of neighbours who help each other through fires, floods and droughts. It's a land of storytellers who shares their tales around campfires and communities who come together in celebration and support. This is the Australia we celebrate today, a vibrant, multicultural and compassionate nation where everyone has a place. But what truly sets us apart as Australians is our commitment to looking out for one another. Non-profit charities and volunteer organisations are at the heart of our communities. They embody the values of mateship and generosity that we hold so dear. As a not-for-profit, you do so much good. You make such a difference, yet it never feels like it's enough. Non-profits are expected to be extraordinary, and some are addressing huge social problems while watching every dollar, but also continuing to innovate and grow. I've been fortunate to see this spirit firsthand through my work in my charity at Fuel for Schools. For me, this work is a constant reminder of how powerful community support can be creating brighter futures. This spirit of giving extends far beyond any one charity. Across Australia, volunteers work tirelessly in sports clubs, environmental initiatives, hospitals and emergency services. They give their time, energy and passion to make our communities better, and today we celebrate and thank them for their contributions. As we celebrate Australia Day, let us take pride in what makes our nation extraordinary. Let us reflect our shared history, from the wisdom of the First Nations peoples to the courage of settlers and the determination of migrants, and the contributions of all who have made Australia their home. And let us look to the future with hope and purpose, working together to ensure that our nation remains one of opportunity, fairness and inclusion for all. Australia Day is more than just a celebration. It's a call to action. It challenges us to embrace values of mateship, generosity and resilience, to live them out in our daily lives. Thank you for allowing me to share this moment with you today. It's a privilege to stand here in Pittsworth among so many incredible people as we celebrate everything that makes Australia the amazing country it is. Thank you and happy Australia Day.
Thank you very much, Paula. I'll now call on Councillor O'Shea once again to present a gift to our Ambassador, Paula Pearl. Thank you. I'll now call on Ross Scott, the OAM, to continue on with the proceedings here this morning.
Thank you, Alan, my co-chair, OAM, Alan Peterson. Welcome everyone. It's wonderful to see the hall almost full with interested residents of Pittsworth and District enjoying our Australia Day. I'd now like to ask our two Pittsworth State High School captains, Ava Schultz and William Collins, to come forward for the presentation of the Australia Day Awards. This is their first official duty, I would say, as school captains, and I look forward to welcoming them. Thank you, William and Ava.
Good morning, Pittsworth community. My name is Ava Schultz, and I am one of the 2025 Pittsworth State High School captains, alongside William Collins. We are honoured to be here today to announce the Australia Day Pittsworth Award nominees and respective winners in the following categories: the Community Event Award, Community Group Award, Cultural Award, Junior Sporting Award, Senior Sporting Award, Young Citizen of the Year and Citizen of the Year.
Australia Day is a time to reflect on our nation and celebrate our diverse culture and recognise the remarkable individuals who contribute to our community. It's an opportunity to honour those who inspire us through their hard work, leadership and dedication. This morning we are proud to commend the achievements and positive contributions made by those nominated, as well as congratulate the winners of each category.
The nominees for the Community Event Award are Blooming Pittsworth,